Okay, so Abdullah, today is our lecture number 12, and today we will cover our task number 3 lecture. That is considerations to make when adapting emerging technologies. That what things we need to consider or what precautions we need to take when we are adapting new technologies or emerging technologies. So in this, we will learn about indicative content will be, and this is not limited. These things are important that are considered, but there can be other things also. Considerations to make when adapting emerging technologies could include, but not limited to. First of all, there is resistance to change from people, that you have to resist to change. People should have that thing that they are willing to change from whole. Then there is compatibility of technology with existing system. Obviously we cannot build a new system every time when there is a new update, so there should be compatibility of technology with our existing system, so we can connect and we can update it easily and start working on it. Then there is reliability of new technology, security of new technology. Security purpose is the best thing. If some system has security, a very fine security, I would say, or a legal security, then that software is very good, or a technology. Support measures available if technology fails. What if we have installed a new technology and it fails? So our working shouldn't be stopped. So we should have some support measures available that would help us if our technology gets failed. Now, first of all, we will see that why to adapt emerging technologies. Adapting emerging technologies can provide a multitude of benefits for businesses. By incorporating the latest tools and systems, companies can increase their efficiency, productivity, and competitiveness in the market. If we don't use new technologies, we will be fall behind, while other organizations are using emerging technologies and to improve themselves, to improve their organizations or to improve their productivity. In this way their profit is being increased, productivity is being increased. So we have to adapt new technologies for the work efficiency, so our work could be good, our productivity could be good, and the competition that we have in the market, we could be stable in that competition, we could fight in that competition. For example, implementing automation software can streamline processes and reduce errors, leading to faster turnaround times and increased output. Now, if we implement automation software, what will it do? It will reduce our errors that we are having in our softwares, and it will be a better turnout or faster turnout times and increased our output. Additionally, using cloud-based solution can enable remote work and collaboration, allowing team to work together seamlessly from different locations. And by using cloud-based, we can enable remote work, we can connect to that software, or we can take documentation wherever we are sitting. It doesn't need to be a flash drive or a USB drive that we need to copy some documents. We can work from different locations on one thing. Furthermore, adapting emerging technologies can also improve customer experience. For example, for instance, utilizing chatbots or virtual assistants can provide 24/7 support and enhance customer interactions. Overall, embracing new technologies can help business stay ahead of the curve and remain competitive in today's fast-paced digital landscape. Now, do you understand that why should we adapt emerging technologies, or do you have any question?
Understand.
Okay. Next, we have consideration 1. What should we consider while we are adapting emerging technologies? Resistance to change. Adapting to emerging technologies can be a challenging process, as it often requires significant changes in the way people work and think. One of the most common challenges is resistance to change, which can take many forms, from skepticism and fear to outright opposition. To overcome this resistance, it is important to communicate clearly and consistently, involve stakeholders in the decision-making process, and provide support and training to help people adapt to new ways of working. Our willingness to change is the first thing when we adapt something. Are we willing to adapt that thing personally and mentally, or we are adapting that new technology for someone or by asking of someone. Unless until we are willing to adapt that change, that is a resist to change, that we are changing ourselves, we are taking a risk, but with the help of other peoples, we can share it with other peoples who had used this technology, and who knows that it is a positive response after using that technology, and to overcome this fear that it may fall, it may fail to work. So we have stakeholders in the decision making process, and obviously other peoples who can provide us support, and emotional support and professional support both are really important. Because if we are mentally prepared, so we can work on it, but if we are not mentally prepared, so we cannot work professionally either. So we need a support and training. Basically, we to start anything, we also need a training that how to operate this thing or how to manage this thing. Now, change management is also critical to success, but by carefully planning and managing the transition to new technologies, organizations can minimize disruption and ensure that everyone is on board with the changes. This may involve setting clear goals and expectations, providing incentive for adoption, and addressing any concerns or objections that arise along the way. Now, when we want to change something, now we have to first manage the whole organization by talking with them, by planning with them, by training them that how we are going to implement this, but now how we are going to implement this and how it will work. First, we have to plan everything. Then we have to manage everything. We have to get educated staff for that, who knows that what we are going to do and what will be our goal if it has a positive response. If this setup or this software works well, what will be our next step? These planning are really important. And if in the way of planning, if somebody has some objection, then we can see that why he is or she is objecting on this thing, and we have to first address that problem and solve that problem, because a single person cannot run the organization by its own. Everyone that is included in that organization or a company is included. His willingness is really important in that. Then there is one strategy for overcoming resistance to change when adapting emerging technologies. It is to involve employees in the process. Obviously, we have to involve our employees in these process of changing, adapting emerging technologies, because it's not only us that are going to use that technology, it's our employees who will be using these technologies. By soliciting feedback and suggestions from employees, you can help to create a sense of ownership and investment in the new technology. This can help to reduce resistance and increase buy-in from employees. No, we have to talk with employees that what are their feedbacks, what are their suggestions on adapting new emerging technologies, that can build the trust with you and your employees, and the sense of ownership that you own something and you are responsible for everything that you are going to do. This can help to reduce the anxiety or the tension of using a new technology, and increase buy-in from employees, that employees will work with more energetic way. Another strategy is to provide training and support for employees who will be using the new technology, by ensuring that employees have the skills and knowledge necessary to use the technology effectively. You can help to reduce frustration and increase confidence. This can also help to reduce resistance and increase adoption rates. Now, if we are going to use anything, we are new in everything when we start firstly. So we have to get training for that. If I'm a owner of some company and I want to start something, but I don't tell my employees or train my employees, I just ask them to go train yourself and work on it. This is not how it's work. We have to train them first. We have to support our employees who will be using this new technology, and we should be ensure that all employees have that skill and knowledge that are necessary to use the technology. Because if they don't know even the basics of technology, how they will be trained of new technology? And this can help you to reduce your frustration and increase your confidence, as well as your company's or employees confidence. Then we have compatibility with existing system. Now, for example, I'll ask you that you are installing a new Windows on your laptop, but your system doesn't support that software, that Windows. What will you do? Still, you will do that software or not?
I will upgrade my Windows as well.
Yes.
I will upgrade my PC then do the
Yes.
Windows.
So you will upgrade your PC so your PC could can be hold on that Windows. It can the Windows can be work on that device. So that is really necessary when you are adopting any new technology or software, that should be compatible with existing systems, so that your data shouldn't be lost. You shouldn't have any loss. When considering the adoption of emerging technologies, it is crucial to ensure that they are compatible with existing systems. This can be a major challenge, as new technologies may not integrate seamlessly with legacy systems or may require significant modifications to make them work together. Now, to overcome these challenges, it is important to conduct through testing and evaluation of the new technology before implementation. Now, this is the thing that you should test and evaluate before you are doing anything. It's not like that you will first do anything, then you will know, oh, this is not working, and then you will upgrade it. No, first you have to see, because it's a part of a planning. First you will see and then you will upgrade your technology before implementation. This can help identify any potential compatibility issues early on and allow for adjustment to be made. Additionally, working closely with vendors and IT teams can help ensure that any necessary modifications are made in a timely and efficient manner. Now, have you understood till now, or do you have any questions? Just read it once.
Understood.
Understood.
Okay, clear. Now, to ensure compatibility with existing systems, it is important to conduct a thorough analysis of the organization's IT infrastructure and identify any potential capabilities issues. This analysis should include an assessment of hardware, software, and network requirements. Once capability issues have been identified, strategies can be developed to address them. These may include upgrading existing systems, developing custom interfaces, or even replacing legacy systems with newer ones that are more compatible with new technology. Every hardware and software has their legacy issues. We have to go through them. Secondly, we have, when we are adapting new technologies, first we have to upgrade our technology to support that technology. We will do an analysis that firstly our hardware is capable or not, then our software is capable or not, or does the network requirements are fulfilled or not. These three things are really important. Then, for example, a company that is implementing a new CRM system may find that the system is not compatible with its existing ERP system. So, Abdullah, I will ask you about what is CRM. Abdullah, what is the meaning of CRM?
CRM is Customer Relationship Management.
Yes. And Zainab, what is the
CRM
meaning of
means
ERP?
Customer Relationship Management.
I couldn't understand your second line. What does ERP means? Zainab. Okay, Abdullah, can you tell me what is ERP system?
Enterprise, I think so.
Yes, enterprise resource planning. It is a software system that helps you run your entire business, supporting automations and processes in finance, human resources, and etc. Okay. Now, okay, it's not capable with its existing ERP system that runs whole software. To address this issue, the company may need to develop a custom interface between the two systems or upgrade its ERP system to a newer version that is more compatible with the new CRM system. Now, a new CRM system is being implemented, but with your existing ERP system. Now we will see that either ERP will support CRM or not. Now to address that issue, first we will run it and we will see. And if it doesn't work, then we will upgrade our ERP system that can be run with CRM. It should be capable. Overall, ensuring compatibility with existing system is a critical consideration when adapting emerging technologies. By conducting a thorough analysis of organizations' IT infrastructure and developing effective strategies for addressing capability issue, organizations can minimize disruption and ensure a smooth transition to new technology. Next consideration is reliability. Everything that we need in our daily life, if it is reliable, then it is efficient. Then we are going to adapt it. If it's not reliable, obviously we will not depend on that thing. When adapting emerging technologies, reliability is a critical consideration. Unreliable technologies can result in lost productivity, increased cost, and damage to a company's reputation. It is important to carefully evaluate the reliability of any technology before implementing it. When we go to market, if we are going to buy any part of a car or a AC that is damaged, now what do we ask for them? Is it reliable? Will it work? It's okay to adjust it. It will not cause any harm, or it will not expire at any time. If they give us those warranties, then we are going to buy that thing. Otherwise we won't be able to buy that thing. Mentally we are not satisfied for that. One strategy for mitigating the risk associated with unreliable technologies is to conduct through testing and evaluation before implementation. Now, this can help identify potential issues and allow for corrective action to be taken before the technology is widely adopted. Additionally, having contingency plans in place can help minimize the impact of any unexpected failure. Now, first we have to see if there are any unreliable technologies. So we cannot connect that technology or that software with our existing system, because it can cause us failure. It can go through with some more errors. Maybe our data could be lost or anything like that. So we have that plans in place can minimize the impact of unexpected failure. So we should have backup, for instance, or anything else that that can help us if something goes wrong. When it comes to adapting emerging technologies, one of the key considerations is reliability. Adopting new technologies can come with risk, such as system downtime or data loss, which can have serious consequences for a business. To mitigate these risks, it's important to thoroughly test new technologies before implementing them. This can involve conducting pilot tests with a small group of users or running simulations to identify potential issues. So when we adapt something, if we don't know either it is reliable or not reliable, and even if we know that it is reliable, what we have to do, we have to check that system firstly. We have to test that technology before implementing or attaching with our our existing software, that either there is any issue or no, there is not any issue, will it cause some issue, what type of changes they want, all of these things. Another strategy for ensuring reliability is to implement redundancy measures. This involves having backup system in place that can take over in the event of a failure. For example, if a company relies on a cloud-based service for storing data, they may also have a local backup system that can be used if the cloud service goes down. By having redundant systems in place, business can minimize the impact of any disruption and ensure continuity of operations. In some cases, there are many times when the system shut down, or the website doesn't work, or the file doesn't open. So what in that case we should do, we should have a local backup that we can use at any time if there is any issue or any disruption between our work. Okay, do you understand about the reliability?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Senap, do you understand? Okay, consideration number 4 is security. Now, Abdullah, tell me about security. Why security is important while adapting new technology?
Because it protects us for getting hacked and getting antivirus. And
Yes, really good. For the security purpose, like hacking or misplacing of data, or deleting or updating of data, these type of issues. As you adapt to emerging technologies, it is crucial that we prioritize security. Insecure technologies can leave us vulnerable to cyber attacks and data breaches, which can have serious consequences for both individuals and organizations. Now, one potential risk of insecure technologies is the theft of sensitive information. Hackers can gain access to personal or confidential data, such as credit card numbers or medical records, which can be used for malicious purposes. Another risk is the disruption of services or operations. Cyber attacks can cause system to crash or malfunction, leading to downtime and lost productivity. Now, security is important because so that no one can hack our data, no one can take our data or steal something, or no one can crash our websites to stop our productivity. For example, if we work on an online shopping, so they can crash our website, so no one can order anything. No one could place order. That will be our lost productivity. To ensure the security of new technologies, it is important to implement measures such as encryption, firewalls, and regular software updates. It is also essential to train employees on best practices for cybersecurity and to establish protocols for incident response. By prioritizing security from the outside, we can prevent potential risk and protect ourselves and our business from harm. Now, when we have security, new technology of security, that our system is totally secure, but it is of use that if we have that security and we don't know how to watch over it, is this right? Obviously no, because when we have something, then we should know that how to operate it, how to implement something, or how to see that everything is going fine or not. One of the biggest concern when adapting emerging technologies is ensure their security. With new technologies come new vulnerabilities, and it's important to take measures to protect against potential threats. One strategy for ensuring security is implementing multi-factor authentication, which requires users to provide multiple forms of identification before accessing sensitive information or system. Now, this can include something they know, like a password, something they have, like a physical token, or something like fingerprint. By requiring multiple forms of identification, the risk of unauthorized access is greatly reduced. Now, when we have a new emerging technologies, we should first ensure that there are no vulnerabilities. And if there are risk of any vulnerability, we should make our system more secure by making more passwords or more authentication processes. First simple way can be a password. After that password, there can be a card who can access the code, or sometimes their fingerprint. So more identifications or authentication factors will be there. There will be less uh, chances of getting hacked. And the strategy of for ensuring security is implementing regular software updates and patches. These updates often contain fixes for known vulnerabilities, so it's important to stay up to date with the latest version. Additionally, it is important to conduct regular security audits and vulnerability assessments to identify any potential weakness in the system. By proactively identifying and addressing security issues, the risk of breach or attack can greatly reduce. Next is when we have some software, so it's not that once we have downloaded or installed the software, now we don't need anything. No, you have to update that software also to take advantage of the new systems or the new works. Because when there is a new software, there's new virus or a way of hacking, there is a new update of antivirus. So you should be checking the latest version and stay up to date. Next is support measures. One of the key considerations when adapting emerging technologies is ensuring that adequate support measures are in place. While new technologies can bring a range of benefits, they can also present challenges that require expert assistance to overcome. We have to see that we have enough support to adapt that technology. When new technology bring a range of benefits, they can also present challenges that require expert assistance to overcome. Obviously, there should be experts who can operate on that softwares or technologies, who can understand, who can train them. We should have that support. It's not like, for example, everyone in the house doesn't know how to operate any machine. For example, if you buy a vacuum, and all of you, the persons that are in home, doesn't know how to operate a vacuum, how to on it, or how to read the prescription or the reviews or the page that is given to you, that how to operate it. So you are not able to use that. So a support you need, a support who can understand the working, who can understand, who can read and operate well on that system. One potential challenge is the need for specialized skills and knowledge to manage and maintain the new technology. This may require investing in training program or hiring additional staff with the necessary expertise. Another challenge is the need of ongoing technical support to troubleshoot any issue that arise. Now, other challenges to need for special skills and knowledge to manage and maintain the new technology. If you're going to buy some new thing or adapting some new thing, you should first learn about the thing, that what is this for, how I will manage it, how I will run it, how I will maintain the new technology data or everything that is included in that. You have to take the training programs or hiring some staff or some people who is an expert in doing that. One of the key considerations when adopting emerging technologies is ensuring that there are adequate supports measure in place. This can be a challenge as a new technologies often require specialized knowledge and expertise. One strategy for addressing this challenge is to invest in training programs for employees so that they have skills and knowledge necessary to support the new technology. Another strategy is to establish partnership with the vendors or other organizations that can provide support services. Now, for the support measures, you should train your employees or should send your employees to any training sessions when some new technology came. There should be one staff that is aware of every new technology and how to operate that technology. He or she should be trained, should be specialized in knowledge, or otherwise you have to contact with some organizations who are expertise and that can provide support to you, support services. For example, if you anything in your house doesn't work well and you don't know how to work on it, then you call for some people that came and they set up everything for you. For example, if it's air condition, if your air condition is not working well, obviously you can't see and check why it's not working. So you will call a company that will come and see your computer or sorry your AC, that why it is not working well. In addition to these strategies, it is also important to ensure that there are clear protocols in place for reporting and resolving issues related to the new technology. This may involve establishing a help desk or support ticket system and ensuring that employees know how to access these resources. By taking these steps, organizations can ensure that they have support they need to successfully adapt emerging technologies. Okay, do you have any question regarding support measures?
No, miss.
Have you understood all the points very well? So should I ask you something or not? Yes, of
I have
course. Should I
understood.
ask something? Okay, next is best practices for change management. That how you will practice for a change management, how will you adopt that thing? Effective change management is crucial when adopting emerging technologies. It involves understanding the impact of the technology on the organization and its employees, identifying potential resistance to change, and developing a plan to manage that resistance. What is a very effective way to manage the change? Obviously it's difficult when there is some change in a system. It's difficult to adapt that thing, it's difficult to be include that thing or be in mind that okay, now this changing has been done, now we have to take care of this also. So identifying and understanding its involvement, that why it is being installed or it is being included in our technology for the organization, and to employees to understand that thing. Identify potential resistance to change, to understand that why this thing has to be changed, why it is changed. That is the main thing that you have to be sure of. And developing a plan to manage that resistance. Now you have to develop the plan, that if you are doing anything, you have to keep that in mind, that we have changed something and now we have to stick to that thing. We have to use in that way. One effective strategy for change management is involving employees in the process. By getting their input and buy in, they are more likely to feel invested in the success of the technology and less resistant to change. Another strategy is providing adequate training and support to ensure employees have skills and resources necessary to use the technology effectively. Now there are many people whom I have seen personally that they are intended to adopt new things, to learn new things. They don't want to be resistant. They don't want to be placed on one seat and just one working in front of them. They want some change. They want their input in each and every part of the organization. That what new technology is going, what new processes, or what is the new strategy, what are they planning, each and every side. So they are more likely, employees basically are more likely to invest themselves in the success of technology. That okay, what is the new technology, how it will work. And another strategy is providing adequate training and support. Now, if you know how to work on it, you have to train another people to support them, the employees, and have skills and resources necessary to use the technology effectively. So our next topic is, and this is probably the last topic, that is best practices for integration. What do you mean by integration, Zainab?
It means,
Just tell me you know it or you don't.
is it like when bringing two separate things together?
Yes. When we combine some things together to work on it or to compile them. So effective integration is crucial when adapting emerging technologies. It involves seamlessly incorporating new technologies into existing system. Now you see it is a bit difficult when we have a new system and we have to integrate that system with our existing system. That is bit a tricky part. But we have to do this because we cannot buy a whole new system and to work all along. So this can be a complex process that requires careful planning and execution. However, the benefits of successful integration are significant, including increased efficiency, productivity, and competitiveness. Now, when you buy something, or if you have to join, for example, I'll take an example of Xbox. So, firstly, when you will buy your Xbox, you will see either this Xbox will connect to your LED or not, or with your computer or not. Is your computer capable of connecting it? Or it is worth it to buy a new computer or a new LED to connect with that Xbox. These are two difficult things. But firstly, you will try to take Xbox which is compatible with the existing software or a device that you have. So they both can integrate and work together. And that is a benefit, and a successful integration, if it is significant, if it does attached and it working, it will increase efficiency, it will increase your work, and obviously you will be able to work without much cost, because you have to just buy a one thing. It's not a whole system, a new system you are getting by. Now, to ensure effective integration, it is important to involve all stakeholders in the planning process. This includes IT professionals, business leaders, and end users. It is also important to consider the potential impact on existing systems and processes. Now, and to develop a plan for addressing any issues that may arise. Now, testing and evaluation are also critical components of effective integration, as they can help identify and address any problem before they become a major issue. Now, if you have a stakeholder or a person who is expert in integration of new emerging technologies, or who have all the knowledge of everything, if you consider that person with your plan, addressing any issue. Now he can tell you that if we are going to attach this device or this supporting device to an existing device, it can cause these type of minor issues. And if you're using another thing, if he includes something, so you can be aware of a major issue that can address, or that cannot be addressed. So testing, evaluation, and with the expertise, with the help of some expert person, some professionals, or a business leader, or some end users who know about each and every part of that, they may tell you about what problems can occur or how you can go through it. And now the last is best practice for testing and evaluation. What is the best practice for testing and evaluation of a new technology, of adapting new emerging technology? Now, basically, in journal, if we talk to test anything, obviously we run a small part or we run with some precautions. So our main data shouldn't be lost. For example, if we are going to buy something, some device, for example, and we are going to attach it with our computer system. So while buying that, we will see in the market, if we are going to buy, we will attach that device on that shop, that either this device is working or not. Then we will check that which device he is attaching with, either it is capable or not, or with our device, my device and his device are same or not, that we can integrate a new device with that. So that is called testing. And evaluation can be after all working, what is our decision? It is either a success or a failure. So testing and evaluation are critical components by adapting emerging technologies. By thoroughly testing and evaluating new technologies before implementation, companies can identify and address potential issues and ensure that the technology meets their needs. One effective strategy is to conduct pilot tests with a small group of users to gather feedback and make improvement before rolling out technology to a larger audience. Now, another strategy is to establish clear evaluation criteria and metrics to measure the success of that technology. Obviously, when we will work on that technology and we will test that technology, if its result is a success, then we have a clear evaluation criteria of that device, that it is a success of technology. Otherwise, if there is any issue or we run into any issue or any data loss, or we have some kind of instincts that it may cause this error, then it will not be a success of technology. It is important to consider the long-term impact of the technology and plan for ongoing testing and evaluation. Now, testing is not like one-time testing. You can test it again and again when you are doing something, even though if you can see a error after some time, after 2 or 3 times use or after a long term use. For example, if you have bring a device that is working well, but it cannot be overloaded or overheated. If it gets overheated, then it will fail. So you have to consider long term impact of that technology and plan for ongoing testing and evaluation. This can include regularly monitoring performance and user satisfaction, as well as conducting periodic assessment to determine if the technology is still meeting the company's need. By incorporating testing and evaluation into the overall technology adoption process, companies can improve the success of their technology initiative and maximize their return on investment. Now, I will tell you one example. I had an LED monitor that was almost I would say 15 to 20 years before my brother bought that, and we have placed it safely. Now my son needs a computer on which he can play games. Now what did I do? I just buy a CPU, a good CPU with good RAM and good speed and SSD that he can run. But I had an instinct that what will it work with that monitor or not? Because that was a very long away back that I have bought that monitor. So that was one issue. What did I do? I see the label that which series it is or which model it is, and I go to that shop where I buy CPU. I connected. I asked them to connect it with that series. He said, "We have a new series, but they are of same thing. It can be connected. It's not a big issue, other unless the LCD or LED has some issues." No, I said, oh, LED is working fine. I have switched on that LED and it works fine. So I bought that, and there was a time of 1.5 week. They said, see, continuously play with that CPU, and if there is any issue that it runs slow or it's working got slow, or if there is any smell or any sort of issue, then we can exchange it. But that is a time period. Now, at that time period, we have used a CPU at day and night to watch, to test either it is working well or not. And after that time of period is over, we have evaluated that it is going good. but still I have a watch on that CPU, that it can be something issue, some issue can came, that I can contact with them again. It's not that I am carefree about that, the time period has gone, so now there will be no issue with the CPU. No, there, if it, because it is a machinery, any issue can be occur at any time. So it is an ongoing process. Okay, so here are LO3 ends, and now I will start assignment task number 3, implications to change. Okay, only Zainab Imtiaz is there, Abdullah has signed out. Okay, I will also explain the task 3 because there is some time left for the class. First of all, your task number 3 is implications of change. Now, do you remember what are the implications of change? How will we implicate the changes? How will we changes will be done, and what will be the results of changing? The project manager will now use your presentation and research to create a roadmap for the institute to detail the changes to be made with the next few years. You have now been asked to detail any considerations that may need to be made. Now your project manager will use your presentation and make a research to create a roadmap for institute to detail the changes to be made, that what new changes should be made with your presentation that you have present in the last task. Now there are detailed considerations that may need to made. Now what are the that considerations that you have to make a report of that change, that what is the need for change, why I suggest this thing to be changed, or this technology should be changed. What is the need? First, you will explain according to your previous presentation. Then explain how change can affect people differently. Now you can use it the people that are working with that technology, who will be working or using that technology, or the people who are connected to that technology, how they will affect. And explain the method of implementing change, that how you will implement the change. Then explain the considerations that need to be made when adapting new emerging technologies. Now what are your considerations that you have to made when you are adapting new emerging technologies? Now we have read enough considerations. From those considerations you can see that which consideration suits you the best for that specific presentation. Okay, you have now been asking to carry out a change impact analysis detailing the impact that change could have to the businesses. Now you have to carry out the change impact also, that what will be the result of that change. Either it's going to be success or not. What will be the impact of that change? If you change something, it is a good change, or it is not a good change, or it is a neutral change, or if it is a good change, how it is good, or if there can some occur, there can some errors, why should be those errors occur? You have to give these things. Now there are some suggested evidence for that. The learner must produce a report detailing the need for change within the medical industry and how change can affect people differently. Now in medical industry, you can see that all the doctors, the laboratory persons, the patients, they all are connected. Now how that change will affect each and every person that is using, that is watching results, that is diagnosing the result, and that the person is being treated. Learner must also detail any considerations that need to be made. The report should be professional and structured as a formal report containing cover sheet, index, and page number. The report should include the need for change, how change can affect people differently, and there you should have been given the headings also, that for what people you are writing. Change can affect doctor or a laboratory person or for a patient. Okay, methods of implementing the change, that how you will implement the change, what are the methods you will follow, considerations that need to be made. And when adapting new emerging technologies, a change impact analysis could include answers to the questions such as who is the change going to affect. Now your impact analysis obviously is according to that. First of all, which is the basic thing that change will affect. How will the change affect them? First, you have to tell who, then you will tell how, and then you will tell what measures can be taken to mitigate the impact of change. To continue this measures, how will you measure that thing, that it is a good change, bad change, or a neutral change, or it has given a positive results or not? Learner must produce a change impact analysis detailing the impact that change could have to the business. The learner must explain suggested methods of implementing change. The impact analysis should consider the clear impacts change would have to the organization, that is resistance to change, staff, in etc. Okay, do you understand these things? Zainab, do you have any question or have you understood it?
I don't have any questions. I understood.
Okay. Next thing we will see for the assignment, that explain the need for change. Now, what things you have to cover in need for change to ensure a modern workplace? Obviously, if we are going to update something, we have to work on our surroundings also. The workplace should be modern also, so it can work with them, to keep up to date with new technology, to keep up to date with competitors, and to allow business to adapt. This is the main thing, that business should adapt that technology, that change. You need to consider the medical industry for this assessment, how to ensure modern workplace in medical industry. You need to explain all 4 points with respect to medical field, and this data will be available on internet wherever you can find it. Explains how change can affect people differently. There must be many articles about that also. Here you have to explain how change in the organization can affect to people differently. What are the reactions of people to change? For example, first there were you can say that people used to take blood. If you take an example of a blood test, they take blood and they watch in microscope, and they doesn't use any machinery, and it was a quick process. No, there was no way of preservations also, so blood could be preserved, so it could be tested. That was later, but now there are preservations way also, in which way your results couldn't be different. You can preserve the blood and you can test it later. So what will be the reaction of people? Some people will adapt this thing, that oh wow, this is a really good thing that we have this availability. But some people will say no, how could it be same? They cannot preserve blood as in the human blood. That blood is running in our body, they cannot preserve our blood like that, so it will not be our fresh blood, so maybe our results would be changed. Okay, like these things you have to consider, how they perceive the change, and how we can guide them for adopting the change, how we will get them understand that no, this is a good thing, this is a new way to preserve, it is the same as your body blood. Then explain method for implementing change. Consultation with affected people, those people who has been affected with this change. Consult is they are affected positively or negatively. Clearly define the change and align to business goal. Determine the impacts the change will have and who it will affect. Develop a communication strategy. Provide training if required. Implement support measures and measures the change process and the effect. Now, there are the methods you need to explain for implementing change in medical field. You have to explain them that, for example, you consider yourself as a that technology owner, or you have used that technology, and now you have to tell the medical industry, medical field, that how you will implement it, that change. Next is explanation. Explain the considerations that need to be made when adapting new emerging technologies. This will include resistance to change, compatibility with existing system, reliability, security, and support measures. These are the main things that you will be focusing on while writing the considerations. And then carry out a change impact analysis detailing the impact that change could have to the business. Change impact analysis must include who is the change going to affect. Obviously, it will affect patients' results, the reliability of results, how will the change affect them, and what measures can be taken to mitigate the impact of change. Okay, Now, the impact analysis should consider the clear impact change would have to the organization, that is resistance to change or staff buy-in, etc. And there are the command verbs that how you will use these questions. Produce means to make and create or form something. You have to make, for example, produce a report or produce an analysis. Now you have to produce on your own assumptions. Explain, make something clear to someone. When I asked you to explain me something, you have to explain me in your words that what you have understood and you are now teaching me. For example, you have to make that thing clear to me according to my communication level or my information. Carry out means to implement that thing or do or execute something. You have to show me that if it is going to be work, it will work like this. I have created this thing and it will work like this. You have to execute in front of me. For example, you have to tell me that how it will work. Okay, any questions?
No question.
Okay, good. So work on it, and still if you have any question you can ask the department. They will follow up your question to me. Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Okay.
Allah Hafiz.